In order to create my USB bootable device, I have decided to go with a tool called Ventoy, which is an open source tool used to create bootable devices, and this is similar to the way Rufus works, but the advantage of this is that it allows you to have or to host multiple ISO files on the same USB bootable device. So you can choose from different ISO files using Ventoy. So I'm gonna download the .zip for Windows, since I'm on a Windows machine, and with this I'm going to create my bootable file. So now the Ventoy archive has finished downloading, and I'm going to extract it onto the same downloads folder, and from there I'm gonna run the executable file. So now it finished extracting. Let's go inside it and let's run the Ventoy to disk.exe. And now we are prompted with this application that automatically selects and detects our USB bootable device. In my case it's the one. I actually have two because it was already formatted, so it read both of them. It's gonna format them once more, and we are gonna install Ventoy on it. And let's type in yes so that we can allow for reformat. It's gonna prompt us that the format will take place, so we are fine with that. Let's click on yes once more, and now the reformatting starts. And I'm gonna pause the video here. I'm gonna resume it once it's finished. Alright, so formatting the disk or the USB device has finished, and it automatically opened it in the background. So now I just click OK here, and here it is. I can now copy paste all my ISO files. The next step is to download the ISO files that I want to put here. Now I just need to decide what Linux I'm gonna put on my USB stick so that I can revive my old laptop. And there are a bunch of distributions that you can use, but just for my old laptop I usually go with Linux Mint or Ubuntu, or sometimes Linux Arch as well, but actually this time I'm gonna go with Ubuntu 24.04 LTS, and I'm just gonna download this one. Let's click on download now, and there we go. My installation, my download started, and as soon as it finishes I'll copy it into the Ventoy USB stick, and I'm gonna place it there so that we can use it later on to boot from the USB using this ISO. And actually at the same time let me also download Linux Mint, although I'm not gonna use it. I'm just gonna download it and have it there at hand. Who knows, maybe in the future I would like to put that one. So I have a few distributions that I can choose from. In our case, let's say that I am going to go with Cinnamon Edition Edge ISO, so let's download this one as well. And as soon as this is done I will get back to how we can put that in the USB stick. Alright, so now my ISO files for both Linux Mint and Ubuntu have finished downloading. So the only thing that it's left to do now is just to copy these ones inside your formatted USB stick with the Ventoy app. So just double click on it and it's that simple. Just copy and paste them here. And once these are finished, as soon as you boot your laptop or computer or wherever you want to install this, from the boot manager you just select Ventoy that appears on this USB stick, and then you are being prompted with the main menu for Ventoy, from where you can simply select with drop downs the options for which OS you want to install based on the ISO files that you have placed here. So you can put any ISO file that you want. You can use Windows, Linux, different distributions for Linux. I think it also supports, if you manage to find an ISO for macOS, and so on. So it's that simple. So that's it. My ISO files have copied over, and now the next thing that I need to do is to plug this USB on my laptop and boot it up, and open up the boot manager, and from there select the USB stick, and that will automatically open the Ventoy UI, where I get to choose which OS to install based on the ISO that I copied over. So that's done. Let's proceed with the next step. And I almost forgot, one other thing that you need to do is to go inside your BIOS and make sure that from the boot order you set up your bootable devices, and make sure that removable devices like USBs are on the top of the list so that you can boot them first. Then hard drive, CD-ROM and network. Ideally it doesn't really matter, because ideally you only need to have the USB device on top, and as soon as that it's finished booting and installing, hard drive will be automatically detected, because at the same time you will also remove your USB stick, so it won't be detected and it will automatically go to the second step, which is hard drive. So as soon as I made the changes to the boot order, I pressed F8 on my laptop, and that brought me to the boot menu, and I just hit enter on the USB device, and now I'm inside the Ventoy tool, the Ventoy UI, which is the one that we installed on our USB device, and these are the two ISO files that we've copied over. So if I hit for example enter on Ubuntu, I am going to choose that one, and we are going to use boot in normal mode, and we are going to be prompted immediately to the installation menu. And there we go, we have the installation menu. So now we have multiple options. Let's go with try or install Ubuntu. We should be prompted in a few moments to the installation menu for Ubuntu desktop. And there we go, we are prompted with the installation menu, from where we have to choose the language and so on. So I'm gonna skip this part, and I'm gonna prompt you again as soon as the installation finishes and I get to log in. I have decided to go with a very basic installation of Ubuntu desktop for my old laptop, which is, I believe, 12 or 13 years old. So I decided to go with Ubuntu desktop because it works pretty well with it, but mainly this was made just to illustrate how easy it is to create a bootable USB device with Ventoy, and you can use any ISO that you want. You are not limited to Windows, you are not limited to Ubuntu desktop or Linux Mint. You can place there any ISO that you want. So I'm going to leave this as it is, fast forward it to show how it looks installing Ubuntu desktop. But as I said, if you want, you can use any operating system, any ISO files on the Ventoy, and you can install that. You can install that however you want, wherever you want, as long as you know what to do. So you can play around with installations, you can change the way you want to install Ubuntu desktop, for example. You can go with other options that I choose here. I just went for the most simple and fast forward installation, just to get my old laptop ready so I can use it to, I don't know, watch YouTube videos on it or movies or something like that. So this was Ventoy. This is how easy it is to make a USB bootable device, and I think you can do it even faster than I did it here. So thank you very much for taking the time to watch my video. I really hope that this helped. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next time. Cheers!